Welcome to the City Show. I'm your host, Dr. Tom Krieger. On this week's show, we'll be meeting some of the cast members from La Comedia's Dinner Theatre, reviewing their production of Newsies. Jim Vandegrift sits down with former Lebanon football coach Shawn Lamb to talk about his recovery from a horrific injury. Right now, the first festival of summer is upon us, and here to talk about the Lebanon Country Music Festival is Stephen Johns, a member of the Lebanon Rotary Club, and Lindsay Mesher, who's with Main Street Lebanon. Welcome to the City Show, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Lindsay, welcome back to Lebanon.
Thank you.
You were here. You're a Lebanon graduate. Worked in town for a while at the airport.
Yeah, the Warren County Airport for a while. Yeah,
Then
right
you
out of high
went-
school.
Then you went down to Tennessee, Nashville,
Yeah.
and worked in the music industry.
Yeah.
With Roy Orbison, who's I'm a big Roy Orbison fan, although I didn't realize he passed away in '89.
Well, his music lives on, so.
It definitely does. But
Yeah.
you've had a passion for a long time to open up your own place,
Yeah.
and now she's doing it. Greenhouse Cafe. Tell us just briefly, just a little bit about your place.
Okay, yeah. We are completely local and organic when
Yeah.
possible. Seasonal menu. We'll have a full menu of sandwiches, salads, grain bowls. We'll have smoothies, cold pressed juice, and a full cocktail bar. Yeah.
Wow, I
we're
was yawning
excited.
earlier. I was thinking, I wish you would have brought a cup of caffeine.
Brought some
for
coffee.
me.
Well,
Yeah.
next time.
Hey, June 8th is the date for the Country Music Festival. And as you get the first festival, take advantage of the upgraded Mulberry Street because they did a lot of changes down there. It's beautiful. There's not going to be any garbage trucks anymore blocking. They have just the post and the cobblestone street. And some of the places have the bump out. Your place has a little bump
Yeah,
out
we
for
got a bump
people
out.
to sit down and enjoy the outside. How's the festival benefit from this new landscape?
Well, I think with any kind of new construction, albeit a new building or even new street, new roads, I think that the buzz surrounding the city talking about it, I think it brings a little bit of attention to right there on Mulberry. So that's where the Country Music Festival is. So it could help draw a couple more people there.
Just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
I mean, our town is so quaint. You wouldn't think they can get better, but it's like Mayberry RFD's got nothing on Lebanon, Ohio,
Right.
and it's so neat. Your festival has a lot of things to keep the kids entertained as well. Can you tell me about the kids corral and the other activities for families?
Yeah, so we'll have 3 inflatable, same as last year, inflatable jump houses for kids to play, and then cool critters will be there. Unfortunately, 4-H will not. And you can see just like on your screen, it'll have the kids zone it'll be.
They got the mechanical bulls.
Yeah,
still?
and the mechanical bull as well. It'll be right there in the center, and that was a good time last year, so
Yeah,
it should be.
I'll tell you what, as a chiropractor, those would have been 2 events I would have picked for the kids.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't go,
kinda bouncing around with their
doesn't go
necks.
too fast, but
Yeah.
as the night goes on, it tends to get funnier and funnier.
But
So.
that's fun stuff.
Yeah.
I mentioned the mechanical bull. Yeah, as the evening goes on.
Yeah.
I get you. There's going to be plenty of food and drink options throughout the day. But tell me about the other shopping opportunities that we'll find at the music
Yeah,
festival.
there'll be some apparel shops. You can get your clothing. There some shirts, and then as well as some craft booths set up. And so it's not just food and drink, although that's the main draw. But you have your options as far as what booths to go and visit.
Okay.
So
if you don't have your hat or your apparel,
you can get
you can get it right
Yeah.
there. Get
Yeah.
your yeehaw.
That's
on.
right.
Well, a big deal, of course, is the music that we'll hear this year. And kicking off the festivities at noon is the Lebanon Grand Opry. And here to give us a little taste about what we'll see on June 8th is Jesse Lind and a portion of the TNT Band. We don't have room for the whole band. Jesse, what are you going to play for us?
Well, we got some great classic country that we've arranged for you guys. It's everybody knows the big classic sounds of Waylon and Willie. Well, Waylon also has a beautiful wife named Jessie Coulter, and they did this as a duet. So it's a little song called Storms of Life. So we'll do that for you. So hang out.
Jesse playing Jesse.
3, 4.
Storms never last, do they, baby? The bad times
thunder, and you make the sun want to shine. I followed you down so many roads, baby. I picked wildflowers and sang you some sad songs. And every road we took, God knows, our search was for the truth. And the clouds brewing now won't be their last. 'Cause storms never last, do they, baby? And the bad times are past with the wind. 'Cause your hand in mine steals the thunder, and you make the sun want to shine. Pick a little bit, boys. Storms never last, do they, baby? And the bad times are past with the wind. 'Cause your hand in mine steals the thunder, and you make the sun want to shine. Sun want to shine. Oh, thank y'all. So classic
Fantastic. That's a
country.
nice treat.
Thank you.
Okay, we got a great band there, but we got some other bands too. Can you run us through the
Yeah.
lineup there?
We have the Amy Sailor Band, Heather Roush, Root Cellar Extract, Rob and the Mercenaries, the Joe Stam Band, which is new this year.
Yeah.
I'm excited about them. And then coming back for the headliner is 90 Proof Twang.
Now Rotary's part of this.
Yeah.
And is Rotary a sponsor? Are they running it and organizing it?
So
or?
Rotary and Main Street Lebanon both organize the
Okay.
event.
That's a lot of
Get
work.
together the sponsors, get together the vendors, and yeah, it's been going on for almost a decade now.
Wow.
So it's
Wow.
it's a great event, and I think it's something that's
How
very
about
good
we
for the
how about we
community.
give a shout out to some of the sponsors?
Yeah.
I know you got some good sponsors out there.
Yeah, the headliner, Miami Valley Gaming.
Yeah,
It's
thank
the
you. Yeah.
second year that they've headlined, and then LCMB, along with the Warren County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Looks like all the auto dealers are in there. Girdwood.
yeah,
Yeah. That's so wonderful to see them all come along board.
and then of course
And support it.
Budweiser. Sorry
Yeah.
to cut you off, but
Wow.
Budweiser's a great sponsor.
You
so.
can always cut me off with
Yeah,
a butt.
that's
Yeah,
right.
You don't have to apologize. How's the community benefit from Rotary Club?
I think just from the events that they put on, and it's funny because I joined in 2017, and I didn't know any of the events Rotary
Yeah.
put on, including the Country Music Festival, the Pancake Breakfasts, some of some of the events, and then the scholarships that we set up, and it's a it's not just a social thing. It's something that's
Yeah.
really good for the community.
You know what's neat is seeing two groups coming together.
Yeah.
Because some people might choose to join one organization, Main Street Lebanon. Another might join Rotary. I think it's wise to join both of them. But to see you guys collaborating
Yeah.
and coming together, and you as a new person in town jumping on board. And,
Yeah, Main Street Lebanon has been great for me, and as a
Yeah.
new business owner and new in town, it's been a way for me to stay involved in the downtown activities, and I'm a
Yeah.
part of the operations committee, so I've got to know the other business owners in town and just be a part of the community, which is
Well,
what I'm here for.
Normally, Donna Cox is on a couch. I understand she's in a different chair today. Donna, open your mouth up wider. She's at the dentist right now. She said she'd be watching, so I figured I'd throw that out there. How do you join the Rotary Club?
Well, you get a sponsor, and you go as a guest, and then you go 3 times, you get your application, and you're good to go.
Wow. Sounds like AA.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Right.
Another great organization.
Yeah, there you go.
There when you need it.
Yeah.
Can we recap the times of the festival?
Yeah, it's from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And the kids zone's open till 8 p.m. We extended that a little bit. So yeah, you can come all day, you can drink all day. We won't judge you. So please do.
They have places for people that crawl. Can they crawl into the greenhouse?
Exactly.
Cafe?
Yeah.
Hopefully
That's
we'll
what
be
you should
open.
do. You should have cots there.
Yeah.
Come in and
Refuge.
get refreshed.
And
Some coconut water.
Get hydrated again, and then get back out there.
Might be onto something.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And your business, you're in the insurance industry.
Yep, I
You-
work
you
at
with
Coin Insurance.
Okay.
Yep, been there for 5 years, and it's been a great experience.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd end up in the insurance experience or insurance business, but here we are, and it's a great field.
I never thought I'd be sitting in a chair looking across from 2 people your age and saying, "You young people."
Right, exactly. That's the thing. We need more young people in Rotary and
Yeah.
in the insurance world. So
Yeah, there you go.
Well, you guys keep our town going. So it's nice to see new blood in Rotary. Nice to see young blood in Main Street, and also you're on the chamber.
Yeah, sit on the
and-
board.
and keeping our town going. Is there anything else that we need to cover? Did we miss anything at all?
No, I think just another big thank you to the sponsors, and we're looking forward to another great event, and just pray for good weather.
Yeah, that's
So-
important. Yeah.
Big part.
Put out a shot for good weather. Get out and enjoy it. If you haven't been to this festival, you're missing out. So get out there, get a good parking spot. Jesse Lynn, can you play us into the break?
We sure can.
Okay.
Thanks, all. We look forward to being at the festival this year. So here we
Fantastic.
go.
Storms never last, do they, baby? And the bad times are past with the wind. 'Cause your hand in mine steals the thunder, and you make the sun want to shine.
Break your fast food habit at Kelly's Meats and Deli at 1001 West Main Street in Lebanon. Stop in for a quick lunch featuring made-to-order sandwiches, tasty sides, and mouth-watering daily specials. For dinner, Kelly's offers fresh-cut steaks, chops, and seafood, plus a variety of prepared dishes that only need to be reheated. You'll also find a large selection of high-quality wine and beer that can make any meal a special event. Kelly's Meats and Deli open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, now open for dinner Saturdays 6 to 9 p.m. And remember, we cater too.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
When it comes to healthcare, the most common question I get is, are you on our insurance? Well, we're probably not because we don't accept insurance, but our prices are extremely fair and you're going to get great care. So if your plan is to get great care, we are your plan. We offer chiropractic, fitness programs, massage, and clinical nutrition. So if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, call our office, schedule for a free consultation so we can discuss any question you have and get you well.
Call now to schedule your free initial consultation.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to the City Show. Hey, there's 3 weeks of performances left of Newsies at La Comedia Dinner Theatre schedule, so we thought it'd be fun to meet some of the cast before the show is over. Here today with us are Justin Walton, the head of marketing at La Comedia, along with Alex Skarmias? Skarmis. Did I say that your first name right?
Yes.
All right. I got half of it. Good. And Ben?
Shimkus.
Yeah, you're killing me.
They're hard, I know.
My goodness. Two of the actors from Newsies. Guys, welcome to the City Show.
Thanks.
Always love chatting with you, what you guys have going on. Can you give us some background on yourself, Alex?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Massachusetts, right outside of Boston.
Okay.
I just graduated in May from the Boston Conservatory for musical theater, and then I moved to New York in October, auditioned, and now I'm here.
Wow. A little culture shock for you?
Yes,
Yeah.
It was definitely different.
Step out on the curb in Lebanon, try to hail a cab.
I know.
Everyone else steps out of the shop, starts waving back at you. Yeah. I remember when I came out from California, and we lived in not a rough area,
Yeah.
but people would wave, we'd duck. It
Look
took a few
away.
years to get used to it. Ben, can you tell us about your background?
Sure. I also grew up a little bit outside of Boston, a little bit further away than her.
Okay.
I went to a state school in upstate New York for musical theater, really tiny school. I graduated with 4 people about 3 years ago, and then I've been in New York, Brooklyn-based ever since then.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about the Newsies?
Newsies is a great show. It's based on a true story of turn of the century New York City, the newsboys who would sell the newspapers on the streets. That's how most of the people got their newspapers back then was young kids selling, yelling extra out on the street. And they eventually got upset with the wages and the pay scenario that they had set up with the papers that they would buy their newspapers from. And they decided to go on strike. So we're talking kids, from real young up to 18, and they just kind of figured out on their own how to strike and to get a better situation for them and their families. And so they all kind of banded together and fought the big powers of the newspapers, and that's what the show's all about. One of the most popular, most recognized songs from the show is Seize the Day, and that's what they decided to do, is just take that moment and do what they can to better their lives. And it's a great show with a lot of great songs and dancing. This cast is very talented, not just singing and acting, but acrobatically. I mean, they do flips and all kinds of dances, and it's a lot of fun from beginning to end. Just a lot of great choreography and a lot of good music and a neat story that's, like I said, based on a real story that really happened. So it's pretty neat.
How long has it been running so far?
We started in late May.
Okay.
So we've been going for a few weeks now, and the reviews have been great.
Good.
The feedback from the audience has been phenomenal as well. I think it's kind of a lesser known. It's based on a Disney movie that came out in 1992. So kind of a lesser known Disney movie, but Disney rarely gets things wrong. It's a great movie that was kind of revived in popularity when the Broadway version came out. That has been really popular too. So we were really excited to be able to do this show, and it's been a lot of fun.
Nice. Alex, tell us about your character. Who do you
So,
portray?
I play Catherine Plummer, and she's a reporter. She's a bit wealthier than all of these newsboys, and she comes across Jack Kelly and the rest of the boys and decides to help them with their strike. She has a few plot twists along the way, which I will not tell you. You'll have to come and see it. But she's really strong-willed. She keeps up with the guys. She throws in a dance number with them. Usually it's the boys dancing, but I get a minute to dance. But yeah, she's great. She's a lot of fun to play.
Now, have you danced before in other performances? Is this new to you?
I danced. Well, I grew up dancing, and I danced in college in my theater program.
It's perfect for you.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun.
Now, Ben, you look like you're probably the guy doing the backflips and all that really athletic stuff.
I'm one of them. Yeah.
So what do you guys do to stay in shape for that? I mean, that's high. That's high energy stuff. And is there some place that you have to go to exercise to practice that stuff, or?
If you
new challenges?
If you actually watch us on our days off.
I'm watching right there on the screen.
There we are. If you watch us on our days off, we'll actually go in front of the housing unit that we have, and we have like a little patch of grass, and you'll see us like throwing all sorts of different like tumbling passes in the front just to see what else we could do as well.
That's the old school fitness, what they
Oh,
used
yeah.
to do with people's bodies, doing the handstands.
Yep.
Can you do that too?
Yep. Actually, there's a moment where me and another one of the cast members, we actually go up into a handstand and then walk all the way across the stage.
Okay. So were you a cheerleader in college or high school? Because they do a lot of that stuff too.
Yeah. I grew up, my mother was a cheerleading coach for a high school, and I saw people tumbling all the time, so I wanted to learn myself, and I was a competitive gymnast for a long time, actually.
Gymnasts are probably the most fit people I've ever come across. I've had the privilege to train and see a lot of people in my career, and one of the most fit people I've ever had was a cheerleader from Cincinnati. This kid, I couldn't do anything that he couldn't do.
Right.
As far as, I wasn't doing it, I was telling him to do it. I couldn't come up with anything, and he would just crush it. So when are the performances?
Well, we do 8 shows a week, Thursday through Sunday. We have matinee shows Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, and evening shows every night of the week, Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
And there's plenty of tickets available, so people can learn more on the website, lacomedia.com, and get their tickets there as well.
So is Saturday and Sunday a two-time performance with one of the days off?
Just an evening show on Saturday. Okay. And then they have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, that's like you performing a sport and performing every single day.
Oh, yeah.
And does there come a point where you're just spent, or do you drink a lot of Gatorade in the back? I mean, there's a chance for a sponsor for some of these things.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
So how do you get tickets?
LaComedia.com. You can call us at 1-800-677-9505 there, and you can also see we have a new website also that's been done within the last month or so, and we've got views that you can see, a view from every table in the theater, which helps people out a lot to let them see exactly what they're getting into before they get there, and they can pick their table and see what the view is going to look like from that table, which is pretty neat. And also see all the different performances on the calendar and make their plans.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. So when did you guys get bit by the bug? The performance bug. When did you just think, I want to do that? Was there an encounter that you had as a young person seeing a play, or Alex?
Yeah, so when I was really little, like 6 or 7, I was like painfully shy.
Yeah.
So my parents threw me into a theater class at a local theater near my hometown. And ever since then, I've stuck with it through middle school, high school, college. Now I'm stuck with it.
No more stage fright. Ben, how about you?
Let's see. Realistically, decided to do this as a career when I was in college.
Yeah.
I did a production of the Rocky Horror Show.
Nice.
And that, like, having the audience chant and have all of the call-outs and different things like that, that was a cool moment that made me really want to continue to do this.
Wow. Yeah. And my lead-in on that is you guys have a great camp for kids. Right?
Yeah.
Is it the Wizard of Oz camp? Is that the theme?
We've got a theme to we call it Camp Comedia.
Yeah.
So this summer it's our summer theater camp for kids ages 7 to 17. It's an 11-day camp.
Wow.
Spread out throughout most of July. And there is some registration spots available for that. And which is neat about this year is we've got the kids separated by age group.
Yeah.
So the youngest kids are going to learn a dance number and a song and some of the Wizard of Oz, and then the next age group up from that, they're going to learn the Wiz, and then the older kids are going to learn about Wicked. So and then we're going to put together. It's going to be neat. They'll put together kind of a review once the camp is over for the parents to come and see, which will be pretty neat. So kind of a different twist on our camp this year, but. There's maybe 12 to 15 spots left in camp right now, and there's more information on our website again about that, and you can register online as well.
So do you have the spots at each age category?
They take a certain number of kids total, and then just split them up. Once that total is, I think there's around 100 kids.
What a great option.
And it's neat. They can learn from actors like these guys that who have been trained and professional actors and learn from them and get taught choreography and songs and acting, and it's split up into different workshops that the kids move throughout the day. So they learn a lot about being a professional actor as well. Setting up a resume and doing things that I think helps them prepare and learn.
How do we
what
sign
it's
our
really
kids
like.
up for that?
You can go to the website, and then there's a registration form on the website. They can print out and mail that in.
I know parents are always looking for stuff to get their kids involved with summer-wise. Is it cost prohibitive? Is it what's the cost?
It's
for something like that?
$140.
Oh, that's great.
For
how long?
For
11 days.
It's 11 days.
And you feed them too?
I don't know if there's.
How many hours are they there?
They're there probably a few hours a day.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a pretty good deal.
That is a great deal. It's a safe place. They're learning from some professionals. So when you guys finish up, you stick around and become teachers.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Perfect.
Were you aware of that beforehand? It's like, hey man, we didn't sign up for this. That
wasn't in the contract.
Guess we're staying.
That's funny. I worked at a health club once, and they were telling everyone they had daycare and they had nurses, and we didn't. All of a sudden, they had 20 kids in my office. I was not signing up for that, but and I understand you have Shrek coming up.
Shrek is coming up for the first time at our theater in July. We're very excited about that. It's going to be obviously, I think everybody knows who Shrek is and all about that movie, but it's a great Broadway show also that was very successful. So a lot of new songs mixed with the songs that I think people would know from the movie. Follows the movie pretty closely. But the costumes we've been seeing that are coming in look phenomenal, and we're talking dragons, and it's going to be pretty neat.
Shrek the Ogre, that's got to be some costume.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. So the rest of the season after that, we've got we're doing On Golden Pond for the first time, and then a show called Disaster, which has a lot of 1970s disco music in it. It's kind of based on a lot of 70s kind of disaster movies.
Earthquake, Towering Inferno.
Yeah. And then Elf the musical at Christmas time. And we actually just announced our first show of next year, which is going to be Nonsense.
Wow.
And so every day for the next 10 days or so, we're going to be announcing a different show and the different children's theater shows that we're doing next year on our Facebook page.
Wow. Now, Justin, you're primarily the marketing guy.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure with everyone else, you probably wear other hats too periodically.
You never know. Yeah, you never know exactly what you're going to get into.
They're not going to stick you in a dragon costume for sure. Anything, are they?
I think it was maybe 10 or 12 years ago we did Grease.
Okay.
And I designed the brochures and things like that. And we didn't know what we were going to do for Grease.
Yeah.
We didn't have a logo or a picture or anything. And the owner of the theater said, hey, we got this wig. Why don't we put this wig on you and these fake sideburns and this leather jacket? Next thing I know, I'm on the cover of the flyer giving a thumbs up.
I got to see a picture of that
I've
next
never
time.
lived that down, and I can't believe I just brought that up. Forget I said that.
Yeah.
That's not
Guys, you'll have to dig that out.
There you go.
We will.
Yeah. Is there anything else we need to know before we break?
I think that's it. Newsies is just a great show. I got to say, I didn't know a whole lot about the show before we did it. I'd never seen the movie. It is one of the most entertaining shows that I've been there for 19 years now, and just very entertaining, family-friendly show that I think everybody would love.
Well, fantastic. Check it out, guys. Best wishes on your upcoming performance and your future career. Stick around. We'll be back with Jim Vandergriff and Shawn Lamb right after the break.
Right now at Bob Pulte Chevrolet, save $7,200 on 2019 LT Equinoxes. With $7,200 off and the best trade value guarantee, why shop anywhere else? See for yourself at bobpulte.com, and you'll love the Pulte price.
Since 1954, Hardy's Interiors has been providing quality furnishings for homes in and around Lebanon, Ohio. Today, you'll still find quality antique and vintage furniture along with new Made in America furniture of all styles. At Hardy's, you can create a mix of furniture and accessories that truly reflects your personality, all made to last a lifetime. Designers are welcome and so are you. Hardy's Interiors at 208.5 Wright Avenue or online at hardysinteriors.com.
Hi there. You might wonder what a famous Hollywood celebrity like me is doing reading in the dark. Is this some new sort of Hollywood method acting? No, this is quite real.
Did you know that Americans use about 4 times as much energy per year as the global average? We waste energy left and right despite the fact that the dirty fossil fuels we use to power our energy sources wreak havoc on the natural world and destroys valuable wildlife habitats.
By reading with my solar-powered night vision goggles, I'm saving energy and looking sleek.
You don't have to sit in the dark like Ed Begley Jr. to save the world. Fight climate change by speaking up for cleaner, smarter energy, including rooftop solar.
Oh, that's way better. Oh.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
Right now at Bob Pulte Chevrolet, save up to $11,000 on select 2019 Silverados. That's right, with $11,000 off and the best trade value guarantee, why shop anywhere else? See for yourself at bobpulte.com. And you'll love the Pulte price.
I think it's safe to say that few of us have had the kind of life-changing experiences that Shawn Lamb, Lebanon High School's former football coach, had last summer. Shawn fell down his steps at his house while carrying his young son to bed on September 30th. And as he fell in a manner to protect his boy. Since then, with the help of the first-rate medical team and a loving family, he's been working to get back to where he was before the accident. To bring you up to date on Shawn's real story and his recovery is Jim Vandegrift when he sat down with Shawn and recorded this interview.
Oh, well, thank you, Doc, coming in here. Now we have a story to tell about a person that I've known for a number of years and the community knew for a number of years, and Lebanon knew him very well. And talking to Coach, past coach, present teacher now, and father and husband, that he was taking on a new role until September the 30th, and the year had started and you had resigned as football coach, and when you do that, a lot of weight is just off your shoulders, Coach, and I'm sure he's experiencing that, and you were being a dad and so on, and all of a sudden your life changed just in one, I'm going to say, fall, yes. I guess, happened, and starting out, maybe if you've forgotten a little bit who Shawn Lamb was or is, but his career and where he started, he's a Franklin boy. So, Coach, I'm going to ask you that let's bring it up to your career up to September the 30th.
All right. Well, as you mentioned, I'm a Franklin boy, and you know I lived there my whole life until we moved to Lebanon. But I loved high school as an honor student and 3-sport athlete. That was a part of me that I wanted, as I'm sure you did, I wanted to continue that because I enjoyed it so much, and my peers, my coaches were so important to me that that's what I wanted to do as a career. I was lucky enough to meet my wife, Bethany, teaching here in Lebanon, and now we have 3 wonderful children, Addison, Kylie, and Brady.
Their ages?
11, 9, and 4, and they are all involved in different things. Addison cheers, Kylie plays soccer and basketball, and Brady plays everything you allow him to play. So as you mentioned, this year, I coached in Lebanon for 21 years. Prior to that, Franklin 4 years, and I was the head coach for 13. And this was a unique fall for me in summer, because the last time I had a free summer, I was 20 years old. So, that was crazy. It was, as you mentioned earlier, a weight off your shoulder. I was finally allowed to see what my kids were doing without being told from my wife. And it was the best summer I've ever had. The fall was so nice because I looked forward to Fridays and didn't have to worry about what someone was going to say or do, or, you know, the kids, you love them so much, and you get kids that are injured, and it's just, there's so much that goes into being a head football coach, as you know. And for me, it was the first fall that I could really be dad and be Mr. Lamb, the teacher, and it was going well until you mentioned September 30th. And then for me, that's when, you know, I had that event that will change my life forever, and I'm still in the process of trying to figure out what that means. So, you know, here we are now.
Well, here we are now. The accident. Mm-hmm. Of course, when the word spread fiercely, because everybody knew Shawn Lamb, and football coach, and Bethany, very involved in Lebanon High School, and when you're involved with the high school, the kids all know you, and the community knows you, and so on. You know, you're a figure in the spotlight for a number of years in the school system. And then all of a sudden, did you hear about Coach Lamb? And Coach, I want to tell you, there were stories all over of what happened to Coach Lamb. And I understand that you have zero recollection of what actually happened. Now, I've heard, and I imagine you've heard from other people about what happened, but you heard from your wife.
Yes.
And what a harrowing moment that had to be for Bethany when this happened. But tell us what I guess she has told you happened, Coach.
Right, and you know, it is, as you mentioned, I don't remember anything. I do know that it was a Sunday evening. We were getting the kids ready for bed. I was in my bedroom watching funny YouTube videos with Brady. And from that point, I have no recollection, but apparently I was walking him and holding him, taking him to bed. From that point, we don't know what happened, but I do know that somehow we ended up at the bottom of the stairs. When my wife heard a thump, and she explained it as, it sounded like someone pushed furniture over and it hit the ground. And so she came running, and when she got there, Brady was standing there crying. I was face down.
At the bottom of the steps?
At the bottom of the steps.
How many steps?
I think there are 13,
Whoa.
And it's straight down. And part that made it, you know, you hear about people falling down the stairs and they break an arm or a leg, or I apparently was holding Brady, and I cradled him on my right side, and I went straight down on my left side. And about everything that was broken was done. So on the left side, you may see a scar here.
It's healing well.
I broke these bones, and they had to go in. A plastic surgeon did it and rebuild this side of my face.
He did a better job than the guy did on me.
But so, you know, to me as a father, as well as you know, the fact that I protected my son was number one, and I praise God for giving me the ability to do that. But when she came to me, I was laying face down. I had been, you know, I had this gash here. There was a puddle of blood on the ground. I was bleeding out of my ears and my eyes. And my wife yelled to Addison, my oldest daughter, please call 911. And all three of my kids were there watching. And that was the biggest fear that, looking back, that I have, or, you know, the thing that gets me most emotional is I'm so blessed that my children didn't see me die that way. And to hear my oldest daughter talk about it, because she took everything in, running up and down the street trying to get help, talking to the 911 operator, seeing she had made a comment to my other daughter, Dad's dead. And that was just incredible to hear. Then they, you know, the 911, the emergency ambulance came. They took me to Atrium Hospital. I was there for a couple hours. They said, he's got to go to intensive care. So they flew me, air cared me to Miami Valley. And there, the first thing they did, they thought I might lose my eye on the left side, and I had a brain bleed. So they were worried about that. And so they decided to do the eye surgery first so I wouldn't lose my eye, and then they had to drug me to kind of comatose me until they could repair my spine. I had 5 broken bones in my face. I had 4 broken vertebrae, which 2 of them were completely shattered. They've since put things in my back to help it heal. That's going slowly, but we can talk about that later. I did crack my skull in 2 places, and I had a total of 17 broken bones. So I was there 26 days. I do not remember anything. 2 blood transfusions, collapsed lungs, staph infection. The way that Bethany explains it is every time we would take a step forward, we would take a step back. And so I know, physically I was healing slowly, but I was healing. Mentally, I was not. And it was a good 6 weeks before I knew my wife's name, my kids' names, that I couldn't tell you the difference between an elephant and a dog. So that was another thing that really scared the doctors, because I should have recovered much quicker. But that's the event, that's what happened, that's the truth of the matter. I heard so many rumors, and people care. People reach out, and with social media the way that it is today, everyone knew within 24 hours that I had been in an accident.
A lot of stories went around, just a lot of stories. One thing that you haven't covered is your son.
Yep.
Was he injured?
He had a minor adolescent fracture in his leg, but it's one that heals on its own. So he was never, he had a little limp, I guess. Of course, I don't remember, but no, he healed fine. He was fine. And, that was most important to me, and I appreciate you asking about him. But, from that point, he was fine. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but after the intensive care, I was taken to Drake Hospital, where you recover, and I was there for 2.5 weeks. Then they shipped me back to Atrium. I was there for 3 more days, and then I got to come home. But that was approximately 6.5 weeks after I went in. And I went home with a feeding tube. I had a tracheostomy, which allowed me to breathe, because apparently I kept taking the breathing tube out, and so they had to do that. And I actually had it still in when I went home, and my wife had to clean it every night. Which, man, that is love right there, and
it is.
She took care of me, but I got to come home. It's taken me a while, and the hope for me was, you come home, you're healed. Well, it's been 7 months since the accident, and my spine is still not fusing, but with the support of a back brace, I'm not getting worse. That's according to my surgeon, who I met this week.
Do they give you any timeline about how the fusing should be taking place? Is it a normal situation? You say it's not fusing. Is that abnormal?
Well, he expected it to be fused by now.
Okay.
However, when this happened, my surgeon said it's going to take 6 months to a year. It's been 7 months. So, in the grand scheme of things, I'm still, but the spine that has not fused is a concern, and we're hoping not to have another surgery. So we just got to wait and see. I know that he wanted to start me on physical therapy, but with still a broken spine, you can't do that.
How's the day going for you now?
Well, it drags on. I'm at home by myself all the time, and I want to get back to work. But, I get up every day, and I watch a lot of Netflix and try to read, and I just started a college class, so I'm getting into that, but I'm not allowed to bend, lift, or twist. And just about everything you do in your life is bending, lifting, or twisting. But I have what they call a bone stimulator, and it's a vest that goes around that I have to wear 4 hours a day. That's supposed to strengthen my bones, and of course, that's not happening. So, a regular day, I still get to go watch my kids and play soccer and get to go to their different events and see my family and all the people that came to see me in the hospital, you and your wife included. And, we were talking before we went on the air. The meaning of people coming to see you, people that reach out to you. Obviously, my family was there more than anyone. But, you talk about, you and I have been head coaches. And a guy, John Orgood, came.
Not a guy, a great coach.
A great coach and man came to see me several times. He called me every day. He wanted to know what he could do for me. And man, if I ever have that impact on anyone that I've ever coached, then everything has been worth it. But, it's people like him. It's people that out of the blue come or call or just say, hey, we're thinking of you. That means the world. And it has definitely changed our outlook on doing what is necessary for people in need.
That, you say, probably is the most rewarding out of the entire scope of the action and so on.
Yes, and my son being healthy, that was the most important thing. And as I mentioned earlier, the fact that I'm able to live and experience with my kids, and my kids not have that as their last memory of their dad. But it has been it's been a long road. It's been a difficult road, but the Lord has allowed me to be here to experience all of these things that I should, and I'm very, very grateful for that. So, that's the good part. The bad part is, I'm still recovering, and I'm still not able to pick my son up and do a lot of those things, but I'll get there.
Well, you have a brace on now.
Yep.
I mean, it's very visible. I'm sure people see this on the camera right now. What's that to do for you?
Well, when I first came out, I had to wear a neck brace, which basically I was straight. I couldn't move, and that was annoying. But I do now have a back brace, and this is to help me stay vertical, because I was starting to heal with, pulling forward, and that was not good. So they put me in a back brace. They gave me the bone stimulator in hopes that my bones would fuse in a vertical position to help me get back to so-called normal. But yeah, I have to wear this every day. I don't have to wear it to bed, but I wear it all the other times that I'm awake.
Really a test of faith for your wife, because, 3 children, she just had to take on everything.
Absolutely. And my kids missed 1 day of school. She was at the hospital every day for 2 weeks. My kids were involved in soccer. Thank goodness for our friends. We had a lot of friends that would come and pick our girls up and take them to soccer. My mother-in-law stayed with our kids the whole time. My parents were at the hospital helping Bethany. And, we were lucky. And you'd mentioned faith, and you really have to dig deep at that time. And, Father Bernie came up to pray over me, and those are the things, and everyone says, we prayed for you, and there's no question that has something to do with it, and we're very grateful for that.
Well, where do we go from here? What's in store for Shawn Lamb? I mean, obviously you've missed this year of school.
Yes.
And the summer's coming next year. What do you think you're going to be able to continue with your career?
Well, that is the plan. And I was certain that I'd be back to work in April, but now with things that have been pushed back, I'm looking at August. All of it depends on my back, Coach, and the plan is to be there. I want to be there, But right now, the most important thing for me is to heal, be a great dad, and be with my husband, and just appreciate everything that I have. But the goal is, yes, I want to get back to doing everything I could do before. We just hope that I'm able to do that.
You know, sometimes as the work day and the work year goes on and so on, sometimes you think, boy, you'd like to have a break. But when something like this happens, you just praise yourself to have a job and be able to go back. And
Absolutely.
you know, this probably, as you've mentioned before, is going to turn your mind, heart, and desire around for being how blessed you really are of having back to a normal life now. Right. And how blessed you have been, and you've certainly been a blessed person for this happening to you. So, gosh, what an inspiring story! That the attitude that you have, and that you want to get well, you want to get back to work and get back to normal, and so on, and get your family back.
Absolutely.
One question I didn't ask you: does your son remember the fall or anything? I know you said you were 0. But
yes,
he did.
Yes, he mentions that he remembered, and you know, kids are funny. When he had to be taken to the hospital for precautionary reasons, and everyone he met, he said, "Hey, me and Dad fell down the stairs." So you know, to him that was a big deal, and he didn't realize the magnitude of it. But he does realize it, but I don't think it doesn't correlate to my dad was really bad hurt and I didn't see him for 6 weeks. Yeah. To him it was, but he does remember, and of course my other children remember, and that's something that I'm sure they'll never forget.
Well, Shawn, I appreciate you coming in and sharing your story, and I want to say a lot of the people that are watching right now or will watch that is going to say, oh, now I understand what happened, because there's still quite a mystery, and I'm sure that's what our producer wanted to do to enlighten people of what really happened. And Coach, just keep up that great attitude you have. And I know before, when I'd interview you as a coach, always come in with a smiling face. Glad to see that smiling face.
Thank you.
Back.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming in. Doc, we'll turn it back to you now.
Wow. Jim, that was a great interview. Shawn, thank you so much for being so transparent. God is not done with you. May His hand just stay upon you and your wonderful family. And I look forward to the next chapter. And you are a champion and an inspiration. And thanks again for sharing that story with us. We'll be back after this break for the community calendar.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where do cats go on vacation? New York.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
It's time now for the community calendar. Ohio certified volunteer naturalist David Weir will lead a program on how to create a backyard oasis for hummingbirds, butterflies, and other wildlife on Saturday, June 8th at 10:30 a.m. at Fort Ancient. He'll discuss the type of plants and flowers that will encourage emerging species like the monarch butterfly to make a home right in your flower garden. The program is free with general admission to the park. For more information, go online to fortancient.com. Also on June 8th at 10 a.m. at Miller Ecological Park, Mickey Marquise from the Lebanon Garden Club will offer a basic gardening skills class for beginners or anyone wanting to brush up on their green thumb. Just meet in the parking lot at Miller Ecological Park at 10 a.m. Bring your garden tools and learn how to mulch, prune, divide, and get your garden started. Find out more at millerecopark.org. Don't forget the Lebanon Country Music Festival on Saturday, June 8th from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. 7 bands, activities for the kids, a mechanical bowl, food and drink, plus the company of 12,000 of your closest friends and neighbors. Everything takes place in downtown Lebanon on Mulberry Street. Don't miss it. Well, that's it for our show this week. We'll be back here June 4th to preview the third Friday concert series for the summer and have a sneak peek at the new Warren County Sports Park that's under construction up on Green Tree Road on 741. We'll see you then. On an extra side note, I'll also be giving a class May 22nd, that's a Wednesday, at the Medicare Resource Center in Colony Square at 7 p.m. The topic is body transformation. Call 933-9799 to sign up, and that is free. If you make it there, I'll see you there. Have a great day.